Kia ora, hello and welcome to Mount Smart Stadium in Auckland for round 10 action of the Toyota Cup. The Warriors playing host to the North Queensland Cowboys. Owen Gutenberg, Richie Barnett. Richie, the Warriors, 4 wins in a row. They had a bye last weekend. Big game for them playing the first place North Queensland side.
Oh, absolutely. Their confidence, I think after 4 games, you'd have to say the Warriors have got a bit of confidence leading into this game, particularly against the North Queensland Cowboys side, who's been consistent throughout this whole season, particularly away and home. I think 4 games away, they've won 3, and at home they've played 5 and won 4. Very consistent.
Now for the Warriors, one area that they need to improve on is their middle defence.
Oh, absolutely, and that's where North Queensland are very strong. Over the 53 tries they've scored this season, 24 in that middle third. So it's very important that the A defenders and the markers are very strong for the Warriors, or else there's going to be a lot of points in this game.
And the North Queensland side, that'll take the field for today. There's some real stars in this side.
Yeah, absolutely, and one to look at for is James Sigiato. He's number 9, and he's scored 8 tries from 9. Very fast around the ruck. So they've got to be very careful that the Warriors' A defenders are strong. But I like the look of the North Queensland Cowboys, because most of their players have played together the whole nine games this season, which gives them consistency and it gives them combinations also.
Their coach, Christian Wolf.
Learned a few lessons last week at the hands of the Roosters.
Yeah, we did. We had a little bit of a slip-up. Certainly didn't play our best footy. It's been a bit difficult, I suppose. We've had a lot of changes through injury and through Michael Morgan playing first grade and obviously Ray Thompson before that. So makes it a little bit difficult, but we're certainly hoping we're up for the challenge today.
Plenty to be worried about when it comes to the Warriors.
Yeah, they're a very dangerous side. We've had a fair look at some vision of them, and they're a big, powerful side. Very good at their second phase play, some very good athleticism out wide. So we've obviously come up with a few things that we think can counter that a little bit.
What have you focused on mostly this week preparing for this match?
We had a bit of a downfall in our defence last week compared to what it was earlier in the year. So we've made that a real focus, and we're hoping to see a much improved effort there this week.
2 Warriors players that the side will welcome back with open arms. Bill Tupou comes back from his stint in first grade, and also Shaun Johnson's back on the field.
Great to have Shaun Johnson back into the side, a real talent for the Warriors. But I think his kicking game will be important, and the way he orchestrates the attack, and it alleviates a bit of space for the likes of Leaky and Fiki also on the left-hand side. They've got a lot of strike power, but they just need someone to create those opportunities, which Shaun Johnson does very well.
Well, it's a new halves combination, him with Tumavave, so that'll be interesting how they work. But also, when you look at the backs for the Warriors, they're a big side that always sets their team up with forward momentum.
Oh, absolutely. What's interesting about this side, they haven't got a preferred side that they attack and scored a lot of the points. It's actually a balance between the left and the right and the centre. You would think on the right-hand side with Suatonga Leaky and Nico that they would have scored a majority of their tries, but it's not so. It's a balance right across the field, which is a striking stat, really.
And also running good lines on the edges when you've got Henry and Robinson.
Yeah, they've been playing extremely good football this season. They just work hard and they run those direct lines, which we like to see in rugby league.
And their coach, John Ackland.
John, chasing 5 victories, the confidence must be up in the side?
Yeah, it is. We've got a good challenge today. The Cowboys are top of the competition and they've got the best defensive record, so it'll be a good test for us.
It's been a while since the fans have had a taste of Shaun Johnson. Today's the day?
Yeah, Shaun's back. It's hard on Zenzai. We've won 4 games in a row with him, in the halves, but Shaun's a quality player and he brings a really good kicking game for us, so expecting big things from him today.
The Cowboys aren't at the top of the ladder through luck. They're a good side and a tough team to beat. How do you beat them?
Well, the same way that you beat any team, I guess. You get good field position and you try to pin them down, you run hard and you hold the ball and you back up.
And then the points are yours.
Points come.
Team 1, the Cowboys, up against Team 7, the Warriors. The man with the call, Stephen McIver.
Thank you, Arwen. As the Warriors come out onto Mount Smart Stadium that took a dose of rain about 3 hours ago, and it's still threatening again here in the city of Sales to do it on this Super Saturday Toyota Cup match between a very talented Cowboys outfit against a side in the Warriors who've won 4 straight. Craig Pascoe's in charge with Daniel Caddy and Aaron Keisha running the touchline. And the crowd starts to build on a day which is a very important day around the NRL Heritage Round. And certainly looking forward to this one. Warriors on a roll. They have Shaun Johnson back in the 20 shirt. Keep your eye on James Sigiato in number 9 for the North Queensland Cowboys. And we are underway at Mount Smart Stadium, week 10 of the Toyota Cup. It's the Cowboys running right to left as you see them, and they'll start well with a strong hit from Suitongi Licky early, and Sam Hoare gets it away. Flying in was Nico Ariiti, who has come into the starting lineup, and Charlie Gubb onto the bench. Seguiaro, keep your eye on the number 9. They shift it quickly to the right. Chris McLean with the ball in hand. It's a cool breeze. We'll get a check from Richie shortly on which way that's running. It's a nice run from Stephen Elliott out on the eastern touchline here at Mount Smart Stadium. Michael Parker-Walsh finds McLean again. Second hit up in this set. Almost at halfway, the North Queensland Cowboys, they're on 5. Good first set. The finisher McKee, they want to run it to the right-hand side. Elliott puts it to boot and pushes the Warriors back. A little bit of pressure too. The chase coming good. What's Fisiahi going to do? Is he going to get out of in goal? No. And a very strong first set from North Queensland Cowboys, Arwen.
Great set from the North Queensland Cowboys. They're a side that likes to build pressure, and that first set will show the Warriors that they're a very dangerous side. They run the ball on the last, really exposing the overlap on the right, and then a nice kick, and the chase forces the Warriors to have a dropout.
And that's a lot about confidence too, isn't it?
Well, it is confidence, and this side, that's why they're leading the competition. They come here, and they're a very good side.
Sean Johnson with his first dropout. Good to see him back. Hasn't played Toyota Cup footy since round 3 against Brisbane. As Sam Hoare goes into the black and white wall. And Sean Johnson, a lot expected of this young man. Had a high ankle sprain as David Uhi, who comes on for Jack Cooper, who is out for personal reasons. Seguiaro finds Aiden Day. Good strong leg drive. Struggling early, the Warriors, in a sense that the Cowboys' defense, or should I attack, is extremely good. Seguiaro finds Parker Walsh. This is Elisala putting the boot to ball and try early. They took their eye off, and Wayne Ulania, the former Papakura Seagulls, scores first for the North Queensland Cowboys.
The Warriors haven't touched the ball yet, and that's a quality side, the North Queensland Cowboys, doing what they needed to do in the first set, putting pressure on the Warriors. They get the ball back, some nice strong charges in the middle of the field, and then again going wide to their right side, putting the kick in, and perfectly timed, perfectly paced, and a great try.
So here it is again, spinning it quickly, thinking maybe they're finding a weakness on the left-hand side. The winger had come in, and that was Billy Tupou, and Ulania scores first for the North Queensland Cowboys. So they've made their intentions clear. They will strike and are happy to strike early. 7 tries so far for the former Papakura Seagull and Australian schoolboy representative, and that's a real wake-up call. We'll check on conditions with Richie in just a moment. Kyle Felt running at 87%. When you've got a kicker doing 87% in any form of the game, that's very handy for your side going forward. Currently ranked second in the Toyota Cup in points scored, 98 points at the moment. Scored a try last week, 4 goals. Early chance here at Mount Smart Stadium. 23 out on the eastern touchline. Strikes it sweetly, unable to bring it around. So Felt misses, but the Cowboys, with some early smiles on the bench, they lead 4-0. So Wayne Ulania, 6 tries so far, make that 7 in season 2010. And Sosaya Feki out in the centres. You'll notice him today wearing the headgear. Will restart for the Warriors. Just sets it nicely on that tee. Underway again. Let's go sideline. Richie, first things first, what's the weather conditions line? Is there much of a wind down there?
No, there isn't actually. It's favoured left to right on your screen. There's a little bit of a wind coming through, but the conditions on the field, well, the surface, there's a bit of water on the surface from today. A lot of rain at about 1 o'clock this afternoon. And the surface is quite wet, so you'd expect both sides to keep it tight and get the kick away.
Got to be pretty impressed with this forward pack, don't you, Richie, of the Cowboys?
Yeah, absolutely. This side is a superb side. They're very consistent in the way they play. You can see them now working the middle third, which is where the Warriors struggled against Canberra a couple of weeks ago.
Tackle for Chris McLean, very busy in the first half, and Warriors give away a penalty on the Cowboys 40. And it's those little things again that cost a team.
Well, when you're the Warriors side, all you want to do is get your hands on the ball. They haven't had it yet. Giving away penalties is certainly not the way you want to start this match.
So possession working well against the Warriors. They'll have to be on their game. Seguiaro starts at 30 metres inside Warrior territory. This is Aiden Day looking to offload. Has 3 Warriors over the top, including Netcom Araiti. There's Seguiaro. He finds Chris Faust. Faust still going. They're rolling again, the North Queensland Cowboys. Only 5.5 minutes gone in the first half. Willie Tupou, cousin of Bill. This is Uhi off the bench. Uhi still going. Finds the offload, but the ball's gone to deck and picked up by the Warriors in the form of Matt Robinson.
Yeah, they look a class side, don't they? The intensity, the speed that they play with is something that the Warriors really have to match.
And look at that defence by the North Queensland Cowboys, pushing the Warriors back. Offensive defence. Elijah Nico comes in to help out his forward pack. He's big enough to be in the forward pack. Good strong run. Out they come from their half. Looking for the quick play was Billy Tupou. Now the Warriors start to roll somewhat. 45 out from their own line. Johnson asks for it. Punts it down the field. Has good distance on it too. And that's a great kick from Sean Johnson. He was outside the 40, but just pushes those big Cowboy forwards back. Isn't it nice to say another team with big forwards?
Look, both sides are big packs. Now that'll be good for the Warriors. They'll just allow them to settle down a little bit, get to some composure, and a big defensive set here is what's needed.
4-0 the Cowboys lead. Almost 7 minutes gone in this first half. The scrum will set 10 metres out from the Cowboys try line. They will get the feed and will have to work their way out of their own half. Let's see what the Warriors' defensive pressure is like on them early. Good tackle by Marco Wane. This is Stephen Elliott. Already had a couple of touches, the centre. He was the one that started the move down the right-hand side to set up their first try, and they go that right-hand side again. McLean, busy again. Very busy, but he's met by his opposite number in Matt Robinson. Parker Walsh. Fullback in Alex Eli Asala. Warriors shut them down. Seguiaro darts, looks up again, comes back inside, finds Sam Hoare. He's taken down by Robinson. They swing to the right-hand side again. Parker Walsh puts it to boot and picks up Billy Tupou. Billy Tupou be better for that run in first grade for the Warriors.
It's always nice when you get players that have had a taste of first grade, come back down to Toyota Cup, and they'll be looking for him to make a real impact.
Elijah Nico, the big unit, comes off his wing to help out his forwards. He'll play the ball 42 out from his own line. Chanting. Nikon Arigiti almost overrunning the ball. This is Owane again, impressing all the locals at Mount Albert club rooms. Chanting. And another strong carry too from Arigiti. They're on 4. They're spinning it wide. Ben Henry, the skipper, puts a little step on. 30 out from the Cowboys line. On 5, and the Warriors get the penalty.
Very good attack from the Warriors, and defensively that was very good. They've been exposed out wide, but the contact has been good, and they need that around that marker play. They've got to get up and be in play. Can't have men lying on the ground when you've got such a good attacking side as the North Queensland Cowboys are.
Sean Johnson finds touch. The lights are on here in Mount Smart Stadium. Very dark outside. Winter is upon us. 4-0 the Cowboys lead. Chanting finds it. Skipper Henry. He pushes it wide and Nico almost overruns it, offloads it, and it's still alive. No, it isn't. So that'll be a very disappointing move for John Ackland. They threw a good set away.
Yeah, poor play. The man looking to get pushed out there. Nico had to go in or get down a lot earlier. We see it here. They come with a short side tap play, a poor pass from Henry. And the ball actually come off a North Queensland Cowboys foot, but ruled not to have played at it.
You want that pink shirt on already? You're looking for that pink shirt, Owen. Messy play by the Cowboys. They pick up the ball though, and that's Mitchell Zornig. You can't miss him on that left wing out of Brothers Rockhampton. This is William Tupou, cousin of Bill. And you won't want to get those two confused. There's Bill and there's Will. The Sigiato, little dart out. Comes back inside. And that's Aiden Day. Warriors have adjusted well, Richie, sideline, haven't they, to this big Cowboys pack?
Absolutely. You've got to give a big rap to Matthew Robinson. He's doing a lot of clean-up work in defence. A very industrious player, mate. He deserves all the raps he gets.
Keep your eye on Sigiato. He's going again. They almost missed him. Kyle Felt comes back inside. And it's Ben Henry that has to go over top to stop him, with Moakawane down the bottom. Parker Walsh goes to the air on 5. Has he gone too far? Yes, he has. Nicely taken by Billy Tupou. And they'll restart the set out on the 20, the Warriors. 4-0. And there's Mitchell Zornig. Keep your eye on him. He can score a try. Although he's only scored one this season. I know last time he was here at Mount Smart Stadium, he was very effective. Fecky out of acting half. Gets a high shot around the lips. Brushes it off. And it takes 3 to get the centre down. They finally stop on 45 out from their own line. Fisyahi with a good carry. Meets Aiden Day over the top. Chan Ting screaming for the ball. Ariati. Big, strong front rower coming off the bench to start this afternoon. Chan Ting gets a good carry of about 5 metres. Tuamavavi finds Johnson on 5, who goes to the air. Nico's waiting. And the ball's gone down from the Cowboys, and it's gone out. What will the call be? Warrior ball it is, so a good finish to the set.
Really good for the Warriors. They're just gaining a bit of ascendancy with the ball. They've got to get through their sets in order to put some pressure on this North Queensland side. Now they'll be looking for a repeat set. It would be nice to score some points and get themselves right back in this one.
And Sean Johnson's early kicking game, 2 good kicks, and profited from them.
Yeah, very good. Defensively, he's been caught out a couple of times, just a little bit slow getting back in position, but he'll adjust as he goes in this game.
Sean Johnson comes blindside, finds the big man Nico. Nico, well covered, 3 out from the Cowboys line. Donald Tony in at acting half. Finds Johnson. Johnson back inside. Owane put on his back by Sam Hoare. Slow play the ball. Lost a bit of room. They come blindside again, this time by Ariiti, but he goes nowhere. Short carry, about a metre. Chan Ting, they're on 3. Johnson. There he has the ball. Little short ball for Robinson. They've profited from that before. Chan Ting. They come left. Tuamavavi. And the ball goes down from Licky Licky. So, and they're penalised as well. So another disappointing end to a set. It'll come, but
it will come. They look as if they're targeting this left edge of the North Queensland Cowboys. They're running short side plays, trying to set up for the big play off to the left. Nice line run out there by Robinson. Unfortunately, they turn the ball over.
4-0. Approaching the quarter hour mark, almost 60-40 possession, 60 of that being the North Queensland Cowboys. And most of that, I would suggest, would have been the first 5 minutes. Elliott. Busy centres in Elliott and Felt, the North Queensland Cowboys. They get the ball away. And that's the fullback, Eli Sala, taken down by Owane. Sigiato. Let's go sideline, Richie.
Yeah, there is a size differential here with Elijah Nico against Mitchell Zornig. There's about, Nico's about 6'4". The opposing player is about 6 foot. So there's a big difference, and you can understand why they're kicking to that right-hand side.
Yeah, smart move by the Warriors in that one, Richie, as Fisyahi plays the ball 30 out from his own line. And Nico, the man you're talking about, on screen now, looking to offload, unable to get it. And they've actually pushed Kyle Felt out onto that wing and pushed Mitchell Zornig in one, so they've already figured that one out pretty quickly. So they've adjusted the North Queensland Cowboys. Almost 15 minutes gone. Tupou plays the ball. Oh, yes! That's what happens when a little man comes on a big man. The little man comes off second best. Sigiato trying to have a crack at Ariiti. How about that, Ben Henry? You gotta love this game, don't you?
Oh, the collision. He's a player that's not only good with the ball, but he'll try and lead with his defence, and it was a great collision.
As he's still got bits of his body hanging on him. It looks like he is. The Warriors swing it left on 5. They go for Johnson. Keep your eye. There's numbers there. There are a lot of Warriors there. Beautiful take by Ulania out on that eastern touchline. Well diffused, the North Queensland Cowboys, and they come away quickly.
Both sides are having joy with the ball, making plenty of yards.
Here it is again. Sigiata puts the shoulder in and goes, ouch. He's still standing. Aiiti just carried on. Great play. Elisala. He finds Chris McLean. McLean met by 3 Warriors. Game's got it all so far. 4-0, a little over a quarter of an hour gone. Sigiato up and playing again. Sam Hall with the short carry. 5 away from halfway. And Parker Walsh kicks again on 5. Kicks again deep and finds Fisiahi waiting comfortably, who just comes straight back into the North Queensland line. Bounces off 1 and will play it 20 yards from halfway. A few Warrior forwards wandering back. This is Nico again doing a lot of work and helping his forward pack out.
And they need the work from the outside backs of the Warriors. Very big and powerful players that can get their nose through the line and get a quick play the ball. The Warriors just making their first change with Gubb coming on, I think it is.
Charlie Gubb coming on, you get a lot of work for that, and Awane goes off after a good spell as well. They come left, Chan Ting finds Tuamavavi. In comes Matt Robinson, who loves to hang out on that left-hand channel, gets the offload and does it successfully. A little bit of momentum now. Tuamavavi looking for the quick play on 5. They'll find Johnson. Johnson looks up, little grubber through, and it finds Kyle Felt. He had Ben Henry hunting him, and he gets away. Felt still going. A little bit easy for the North Queensland Cowboys, but he's stopped 15 out from his own line.
The poor defence from the Warriors. A great kick put in there by Johnson, and no one there to clean up or put pressure on the ball carrier. Also, a lot of work done in covering up the ball and getting his side out of a sticky situation.
Aiden Day busted over on his back by Ariiti. Good, strong defence by the Warriors. Faust. And a forward pass by the North Queensland Cowboys. So the Warriors will get the ball back comfortably inside Cowboy country. Dark and stormy night here at Mount Smart Stadium, Auckland City. Here's the pass there that was called forward, and for once I'll say the referee got it right.
He did get it right, but it's just a sign that the Cowboys are looking to get the Warriors in behind that ruck area. So defensively, they have to make sure that they have good shoulder contact. They're up nice and square at marker, and the A's are nice and tight, A defenders.
Johnson for Licky. Licky walks around. Oh, the ball's gone backwards and forwards, and it's in the Cowboys' hands. So Nico, and also Charlie Gubbs in there. Can't miss old Charlie. Heavy strapping on his right leg. Sigiato finds Elisala. Elisala straightens. One thing about this North Queensland side, Owen, they want to move it, and they want to move it fast.
They're a side that plays a quick brand of footy, high intensity. When they get the opportunities, they look to make them count.
Sigiato still running. They've got to keep their eye on this young man. And the ball's gone to deck, and that's Callum Hayward off the bench, his first touch, and it's dropped ball.
Yeah, both sides a little scrappy over the last 5 minutes. It's just going to take one of the sides to get through a set like the Warriors did last time, put a bit of pressure on, put the kick in goal. I'd be looking to get some repeat sets as opposed to come up with the points straight away.
Well, this game is fizzing by. Almost 20 minutes gone on our Super Saturday with the first grade in the Telstra Premiership still to come. The big question mark, will Jonathan Thurston play? Nico still going. Had no one to offload to. They come out the western touchline side. They've wrapped up Licky. They know he is an attacking weapon. And Uhi trying to slap the ball away off Licky. And a bit of push and shove. And Craig Pascoe has had enough of it.
Christian Wolf, the coach of the Cowboys, won't be happy with that very ill-disciplined play, giving away a penalty and giving the Warriors an opportunity to post their first points of the game.
They're certainly trying, the Warriors. Henry, Ariiti, who's been very busy in this first half. 4-0, almost 20 gone. Chanting. Johnson. Run back inside from Donald Tony. Looks to play the ball quickly. He's got Cowboys around him. Chanting looks up, finds Sigiato running back. So takes the opportunity to run behind him. They're approaching now. Fisiahi comes into the back line. Good strong run again. Robinson can't hold it. It's a nice set play by the Warriors. They look for Robinson to come on that left-hand channel. Twice it hasn't come off. It will come off if you look at percentages.
He runs a great line, and it's always a tough pass, passing the ball right at the line when he's running back on that angle. So they need to give him the ball a little bit earlier and allow him to brace for impact.
Tupou, William, the William version of this one, wrapped up by Johnson and Adiiti. Ben Henry trying to get him down below. Finally get him on his back. 41 out from the Cowboys line. The North Queensland Cowboys in possession, leading 4-0. Strong hit by Matt Robinson on Callum Hayward. Looked up at the referee to suggest he may have gone a little bit high. This is Uhi. 40 metres out from the Warriors line on tackle for the North Queensland Cowboys. Parker Walsh. Nice strong run and great tackle too, but he's up again as Aidan Day still going. Takes Matt Robinson to stop him, along with Donald Tony, who's come up holding his head slightly. They're still alive. This is Faust. Faust puts the ball through. Good chase and good pickup too. And Billy Tupou gets the Warriors out of any sort of trouble. Feki.
Warriors looking to make another couple of changes. Nafes Salawini looks to be coming onto the field, and he's a player that could turn this game for the Warriors. He's very busy around the dummy half, and they're having some real joy at the moment when they're getting quick play the balls.
Tuamavavi finds Charlie Gubb. Charlie hasn't had a chance to go to work properly. Makes good meters to Charlie. Fisiahi weaving, bobbing, and then finally stopped by Callum Hayward and also Chris Faust. Nuffy Salawini on. Expect to see Nuffy do a lot of work around acting half and try and catch them offside. Johnson's kick straight into the arms of Kyle Felt, who's now taken up an almost protective position to help out Mitchell Zornig. Now he's got Elijah Nico down that wing. This is Zornig. Zornig beats one tackle, doesn't beat the second. That's the quick play of the ball too. Felt with the ball. Salawini. Elisala. This is Faust. Faust with the carry. Good tackle, but he gets the ball away. So they're tackling their heart out, the Warriors, but the North Queensland Cowboys certainly getting it away. 6 offloads so far, and then they give away a penalty.
It's one area that John Ackland has mentioned on numerous occasions, that his side needs to be better disciplined and stop giving away penalties. A side like the North Queensland Cowboys, you can't afford to give them more time with the ball than they deserve.
Very impressive with the ball. This is Uhi. David will play the ball 19 out from the Warriors line. Big line up to the right-hand side, understandably. Taking a little bit of a while to get up in the hit. Just goes back down to Uhi. Elisala. Day, the big front row, well met by Charlie Gubb in the middle of a 3-man tackle. Sigiato pointing where he wants to go and does go that way. Finds Uhi again. He's okay. Uhi still going. Gets the ball away to Zornig. Zornig finds Felt. Felt puts a hand out. They won't stop him yet. They've stopped him now. And he's about 2 out from the line. Can the Warriors hold or can the Cowboys score? They come right. Parker Walsh finds Elisala, the fullback, in the line. Trying to dance and has stopped. They've lost some ground. They're 11 out from the Warriors line on 4. Sigiato, Parker Walsh. This is Faust running straight. Robinson puts the big hit on and he's still going. 5 and last for the North Queensland Cowboys. Keep your eye on Sigiato! That's what you've got to do, because he's just scored and the Cowboys are in again.
He was always going to do that. He's a player that likes to have his hands on the ball, to test the markers, test the opposition. And when you're down in your 10-metre zone, the Warriors need to slow the play the ball down a bit better. The A's and their markers got caught there. Here's the penalty. Just a silly play, allowing them, the Cowboys down in their half. And here we have the play the ball, 2 men on the ground, and they've taken the dummy, the biggest dummy in the book.
So James Sigiato scores the try. Impressive little try too, wasn't it, Richie?
Yeah, you've got to be disappointed with the defence of the Warriors. Fisiahi, you can see, had a grab, in defence, and he should have been staying still, particularly at markers. You've got to hold until the ball goes past you, so they'll be disappointed with that because they had a lot of players surrounding that marker defence.
And they're doing a lot of defence too, the Warriors. 118 tackles so far as opposed to 71, so they're working overtime in defence. One thing that's been impressive as Kyle Felt lines up is just how clinical the North Queensland Cowboys are going forward. Very disciplined in the way they go about their business. Kyle Felt missed his first attempt, this one about 16 out straight in front of the posts, and just calmly brushes that one over.
It's really important for the Warriors to keep themselves in this game. They need to have a big defensive set here and look to get the ball and maybe score some points going into the half-time.
10-0 they lead. This is how they got in front, the North Queensland Cowboys, even further with James Siggiotto, the little dummy on Matt Robinson, and also Nuffy Salawini. And changes coming soon. That's Jason Taumalolo, another Papakura Seagull, one of two, the other one being Wayne Ulinia. Feki restarts. It's a big, long restart too. A little bit of a slip by Eli Sala, but you know he's got a big bopper in the form of Callum Hayward. Charlie Gubb tries to take him. Comes off second best, Aiden Day. Another of these impressive North Queensland front rowers doing the numbers. Already 68 metres. We're only 27 minutes gone in the first half.
Yeah, the statistic, missed tackles for the Warriors creeping up there. They've got to be better around that ruck area, and it's all okay going in for the big hit, but you'd rather them complete the tackle as opposed to get bumped off.
Yeah, 16 missed tackles by the Warriors, 8 by the North Queensland Cowboys. Defence the key in this game. Parker Walsh back inside for Day again. Day just wants plenty of work. Siggiotto, the try scorer. And Parker Walsh with that familiar left boot. Straight into the face and hands of Fisiahi. And a good strong carry by Billy Tupou near the eastern touchline, and he gets the penalty.
It's plays like that that turn the momentum for your side. It's great to have someone as big as he is carrying the ball, getting his nose through, and then forcing the Cowboys into giving away a penalty.
So Sean Johnson will look for touch. Early signs of Sean Johnson being back. You'll notice he's got a brace on his left arm. Got caught in a tackle playing for the Vulcans last week. And he's okay though. The Vulcans, by the way, having a win in the New South Wales Cup today. They'd be happy about that. Salawini for Gubb. Gubb almost beats the tackle. 20 out, Salawini again. That's what they expect from Salawini, to look up and dart out of acting hard, looking for the quick play. Feki finds Tuamavavi, who looks for Matt Robinson, who'll work all day. Closing the line are the Warriors. Johnson, Palavi's on now, looks for Licky, a little bit of a bobble. Licky, still going, no! Held up, good defence by the North Queensland Cowboys. Nico, Robinson, shoveling it out to the left-hand side. Fisiahi, they've got numbers. Robinson still going, bumps off one, flicks it out the back for Fisiahi. Picked up by Donald Tony. Running out of tackles, the Warriors. This is 5 and last. 10 out. Johnson, he'll go to the air and look for Nico. And it runs out dead ball. Back to the 20.
Yeah, overcooked that kick. Nice attack from the Warriors, moving side to side on the field, challenging everybody in the defensive line, but need to come up with a better play on your last tackle.
Showing signs, Richie, that they can get on top of this North Queensland Cowboys, but execution on fives just struggling a little bit, the Warriors.
Yeah, and also building pressure too. On a number of occasions they had the pill in first and second tackle and they dropped the ball. So it's all about building pressure, particularly in conditions like that, so the surface is wet. You need to retain that ball against a very good side of North Queensland Cowboys.
David Uhi with a strong run gets them to 45 out from their own line. Took a number of Warriors with them. This is Jason Taumalolo on the field now, his first carry. Siggiotto looks up, finds some space. Ball back inside for Aiden Day, who just continues to punch out the numbers. Little dabbed in behind from Willie Tupou, and there's all sorts of pressure on Fisiahi. So a nice, smart kick to get the ball back for the Cowboys.
That really is the difference. The attitude of the Cowboys, just looking to put the ball in goal, build pressure, as Richie mentioned, and it's a great chase, forcing the dropout.
This is the kick here, and the chase was very strong. Mitchell Zornig covering off Glenn Fisiahi. And Sean Johnson just wandering back, taking their time. They trailed 10-0. Certainly not an insurmountable lead for the Warriors, but the North Queensland Cowboys, quite simply, have been extremely impressive. Second dropout for the Warriors. Good dropout too, about 55 metres. And Day again with the carry. He's obviously on some sort of bet with someone because his numbers are creeping up. Aiden Day, he's already at 77 metres in this half. Quick play. This is Taumalolo. Laumalolo trying to walk over the top of Nafi Selawini. Sigiotto picks it up. Sigiotto still going. Dummies one. Doesn't get away from Matt Robinson. They're almost inside the 10 now, the North Queensland Cowboys. Pick up by Elisala. Elisala still going and scores. Stretches out over the line. That's try number 3 for the North Queensland Cowboys. That simple.
Very poor defence from the Warriors in that middle third of the field. They knew the North Queensland Cowboys were going to target that area. Too many guys being left on the ground after the tackle was completed. And for out of dummy half, they've got some great runners.
Alex Elisala scores again. This is how it happened.
Yeah, straight out of dummy half. The marker in no man's land, but then defensively on your line, very poor.
Alex Elisala scores, and Richie again, another simple try. The Warriors are going to have to work pretty hard on their D in this second 20.
Yeah, absolutely. The speed of the line has been a problem, I think, when you've seen in that instance there. They should have come off their line, the Warriors, but the speed of the North Queensland Cowboys, Elisala and Sigiotto, they've just been in fine touch, very creative, very fast. They've just got to be aware of those players that when they come into dummy half, they've got to be aware of that, and their line speed on the A defenders and B need to be sharp, and they need to move up off the line quickly.
Felt with another routine conversion, and the lead of the North Queensland Cowboys continues. Jonathan Thurston is in the house. There's former Warrior Grant Ravelli. You would have seen a glimpse a moment ago. There's Matty Bowen with the headphones in, and you saw Carl Webb. Carl Webb was shall we say, a surprise passenger on the plane coming across. And it would appear he will play, and the word is Luke O'Donnell, who went down on Monday Night Football, will play as well. So, Ficky restarts and lots of intrigue as to who will play for the Cowboys in first grade, but it's going to be a cracker on Super Saturday. Hayward brings it back at pace. Big fellow. Taken down.
Hold here, hold, go.
The North Queensland Cowboys doing it well here at the moment. Aiden Day.
He's been outstanding, hasn't he, in this first half, really laying the platform for his side. The Warriors, they spoke during the week about their forwards dominating and really setting up the performance for their side. And as of yet, you'd have to say that they haven't done that.
Going back to Aiden Day, how good is he? 14 hit-ups so far. He's cracked 103 metres already, so he's the leading forward on the park as Taumalolo puts a step on and looks very, very impressive indeed. As Mark Awane down below him, Sigiotto on 5. Will they run it? No, they'll go to the air and put some pressure on Fisiahi and co. The chase is a good one, and so is the take by Fisiahi. But look at that chase. 3, 4, 5 Cowboys on it.
Not only the chase, but the fact that they've managed from a kickoff to get all the way down and work the Warriors with the ball. And now defensively, the Warriors are certainly up against it, carrying it.
Richie, is there much talk from the Warriors boys?
I think they're just they're sapped their energy. I think particularly with their quick play the balls from North Queensland Cowboys, they're under the pump. There's no doubt about that. But they need to get players out there like Nafi Selawini. If he can get a player like that out who can create a lot of opportunity, and he does that right now. Very, very sharp play, and that's the sort of stuff that you need out of the side at the moment.
Well, they're under the pump because they're tackling their hearts out. 155 tackles so far as Tuamavavi puts boot to ball, sends it right down the back for Felt, who fumbles it slightly but picks it up comfortably and looks up and says, right, straight is the only way to go, and meets Charlie Gubb and Matt Robinson along with Tuamavavi. There was something in that tackle. They know they've got to work a bit harder and watch their D. Elisala looks dangerous.
Well, the Warriors are putting in a good effort. It's just execution, particularly in defence. Too many missed tackles.
Ulania, the try scorer, the first for the Cowboys this evening through the middle, which you guys talked about in your game day about the one area that the Warriors have to look out for. Taumalolo brushing tacklers off. Brought down 30 out from the Warriors line. Tiny bit of niggle. Seguiaro palms one off, civil one. Licky goes a little bit high. It's 5 and last. About 20 out from the Warriors line. The Cowboys on attack. Seguiaro tries to get the penalty. Kicks in behind. Where's the defence? Sitting there well. And a good job by Glenn Fisiahi. 16-0. Closing in on the last 5 minutes of the first half, which is raced by. A lot of that just following the Cowboys, going right to left, doing their job. Fecky. Good carry by Fecky up the middle. Need some help now. They want a quick play of the ball. Looking for it, not getting it. But they do get the penalty.
Another solid charge from an outside back for the Warriors, just helping to set up their set. Forces, again, the Cowboys to give away a penalty. The Warriors will be looking to post some points going in at half-time. 16-0 isn't ideal, but if you can score some points and go in maybe 10 points down, you're certainly going to give yourself a bit more confidence coming out in the second half.
Interesting number in the second half of the season, you might say, for the Warriors. In the last 4 games, their attack has almost doubled, but their defence has got worse. So they've sort of compromised themselves a little bit. They've conceded 102 points in the last 4 games, but scored 178. So here's Owane with the big bust. Owane still going. Ball goes to ground, though.
No, first guy there.
And a penalty. Now a chance for the half for the Warriors to get on the board and bring some confidence back.
Great charge.
They'll start this set out 5 from the line. Tuamavave. New player on, and Sirovai Makatoa in the 15 jersey for the Warriors. Salawini comes back inside for Robinson, his favoured side on the left. He gets the ball out. It's bounced off Owane, though. And they've thrown another chance away. Impatient, one might ask.
Very, very impatient, just trying to force it. You just need to lay the platform and let your guys in the backs, like your Johnsons, come up with the play.
So the North Queensland Cowboys survive another small bullet from the Warriors, who aren't helping themselves at the moment. Quick play of the ball. Ali Salah, the ball goes behind them all, misses 3 of them, but comfortably picked up by Felt, and referee Pascoe's called a knock on. No, excuse me, he's called a forward pass. Ali Salah saying, "You're kidding me, aren't you?" Just double check this one. That could be the... Wow, cripes. You worked that one out, Owen, because I can't see a forward pass.
Hold there.
Again, the Warriors have an opportunity to score points. The Cowboys inviting them back into this game.
Licky looks up, keeps going. Licky. He's got Elliott all over him. In comes John Kuku for his first touch off the bench. Still going, Licky. 12 out from the Cowboys line. Can the Warriors score before the half is over? Oh, it's just a fumble from Makatoa.
Play the knock on.
So they just cannot buy a trick, the Warriors, at the moment.
They do all the hard work and get themselves in a position to score, but just fundamental errors letting the side down.
6-4, those are the errors at the moment. And 73 more tackles by the Warriors, so they're spent on defense, and maybe that's affecting them a little bit on attack.
Well, it's a vicious circle, isn't it? A cycle. The Warriors turning the ball over easily and doing a lot more defense than they'd like to.
What a beautiful, strong run from the North Queensland Cowboys. That was Will Tupou. He finds Ali Salah right up him for the quick carry. They're 25 out from their own line, the Cowboys. Seguiaro, short ball for David Uhi. He's still going. They really do struggle with David Uhi. Every time he's carried, he wrestles his way through the pack. Felt steps on, almost beats one, doesn't beat him. Owane over the top. Elliott helping his forwards out. The ball's gone to the ground. And knock on called, Warrior ball.
Another easy or soft error in this game. No side, well, the North Queensland Cowboys look good when they're running their plays and scooting out a dummy half, but they'd be disappointed with their completion rate, much in the same vein the Warriors going into half-time. I'm sure Coach John Ackland would be talking about their execution and how they're not building any pressure.
Johnson finds Nico to do some work to help his forwards out. 16-0, the Cowboys lead the Warriors. as we approach half-time in this heritage round number 10 of the Toyota Cup and also of the Telstra Premiership. Charlie Gov plays the ball just on halfway. Tumavave. Makatoa will play the ball 40 out from the Cowboys line. Selawini, Tumavave. Ball comes back inside for a very busy Makawane. Gets the ball away to Selawini. Selawini, a little bit of a dance, but is met by Mitchell Zornig. Gets away from Zornig, but is thumped to the ground by Callum Hayward. That was big man on little man. Johnson a little unsure what to do with it, and Tumavavi kicks in behind as the siren goes up for half-time, and Ulania, the try scorer, just puts it out to touch on the eastern touchline, and that is half-time in an entertaining first 40 of the Toyota Cup. And right now the Cowboys do rule the roost at the moment. They lead 16-0. We'll check out all the highlights at half-time in just a tick.
Live League. Warriors Cowboys tonight live Sky Sport 2.
Where's the garlic bread?
Try the microwave.
Or maybe the oven.
Get 2 Pizza Hut favourites in one with new Garlic Bites Pizza. Poppable bites of soft garlic bread wrapped around your favourite toppings.
Rheem, New Zealand's favourite water heaters, are made to suit our conditions. And we've put them all in one easy-to-understand book, The Truth About Hot Water in Your Home. Pick one up from your plumbing store or rheem.co.nz for a steady, hot and strong shower.
With Centrum, you benefit from what science is discovering about how vitamins and minerals can help support your energy, immunity, and your good health. Try Centrum. Centrum, complete from A to Zinc.
Chris Laidlaw loves rugby, but he's worried about what's happening to it. The former All Black has written "Somebody Stole My Game," a brutally honest yet sympathetic analysis of our national game. If you love rugby too, read "Somebody Stole My Game."
You're holding a lot of tension in your shoulders. You just try and relax if you can.
Introducing Gillette Fusion Gamer, Gillette's most comfortable shave. Fusion's 5-blade suspension system follows the contours of your skin for total comfort, even against the grain. Get into the game with Gillette Fusion Gamer.
How can I worship my body with so much wonderful food tempting me?
¿Qué no una fiesta sana?
Old El Paso's Healthy Fiesta arranged. They even have the Heart Foundation thick. True genius, Mexican style.
No need to wait for something to come on sale. Just come in here and see us at Bunnings. Lowest prices every day. You can feel confident that you're getting the products at the lowest price.
Footstool, $9.90. Mini greenhouse, $36.50. Easy reach weeder, $47.68. Cordless hammer drill, $149. Flowering gerber, $6.86. And if you happen to find a cheaper price on the same stocked item, we'll beat it by 15%.
Check out the latest issue of Handyman magazine in store now.
Lowest prices are just the beginning.
Reach for the sky.
Who said you need wings to fly?
F1 Monaco qualifying tonight live Sky Sport 3.
Half-time at Mount Smart Stadium in a week 10 of the Toyota Cup, and it's the North Queensland Cowboys, and there's their talisman, recently re-signed on a new 3-year deal. Jonathan Thurston smiling for the fans, one of the nicest guys running around. Will he or will he not play in first grade with State of Origin just around the corner and a recent shoulder injury to think about? That is one of the mysteries surrounding the first grade game. As we look at the highlights from this first half of the Toyota Cup, which is literally, Owen, belonged to the North Queensland Cowboys.
North Queensland Cowboys do a great job early on in this game, the 3rd minute, building pressure, forcing the Warriors into a dropout. And on the back of that, they come up with some joy.
They know what to do on repeat sets. Here it comes again. Sigiato went right, and they seem to favour the right-hand side, but a lovely chip through for Ali Sala, and Ulania scores first.
Yeah, great pace, bringing the ball wide. A nice little depth touch on the kick, perfect length, and a flying speedster scoring in the corner.
Sigiato in minute 24 just caught them. This was on the back of a penalty too.
Penalties and repeat sets. You can't allow the Cowboys down in your zone, and defensively very poor. Took the dummy.
Warriors had their chance. This was Suitongi Licky, but they covered off well. He tried as well as he could, but wasn't able to get it in Suitongi Licky. Probably the best chance of the first half from the Warriors. But again, they came down this left-hand side this time, and a lovely kick through from Willie Tupou to get a repeat set.
Again, a feature of their game is patience. They build pressure, and then defensively around the middle of the park, the Warriors need to be a lot better, because this man running, you've also got a number of other players causing havoc in that area.
Alex Elisala, another one of 5 New Zealand players, or New Zealand-born players at least, in this Cowboys side. As we look at the numbers, the key one for Coach Christian Wolf, the scoreline 16-0. Both pretty even. You go to the second page, this is the telling stat. Take a look at the missed tackles and also the tackles. 181 tackles, plays 108, but 22 missed tackles, plays 12.
That's just far too many. And also 80 more tackles, that's 12 or 13 more sets with the ball. When you're playing the side that's leading the competition, you can't afford to give them that much pill.
So what does John Ackland say to his charges going into the second 40?
They've got to start well. They've got to be the first team to post points. Otherwise, this North Queensland side could run away with this one.
Wade McKinnon, Jacob Lillyman in the middle. Not taking any part, Wade McKinnon, in tonight's showdown. Lance Ohio gets the #1 shirt, and young fans coming in to support their team who have really got to get their game back into gear, particularly their home form. Struggling to win at home are the Warriors. 16-0, the Cowboys lead the Warriors in the Toyota Cup. There's another entertaining 40 on the other side.
The Rebel Sports Super 14, Blues Chiefs and Reds Highlanders. Tonight, live, Sky Sport 1 on the Rugby Channel.
It was my daughter who phoned me and said there'd been a serious accident that Gavin had been involved in. We have already lost one other child before Gavin, so we thought we're going to lose 2 kids. Yeah, we saw him unloaded and whisked straight into intensive care. We are so grateful. I don't honestly believe Gavin would be sitting here if it wasn't for the guys in the Westpac chopper.
This May is Chopper Appeal Month. Text CHOPPER to 4483 to donate $3.
It's back, and this time it's better than ever. The Hutch Wilco New Zealand Boat Show, where you can win a $1,000 kayak every hour. It's crazy. What's more, you can buy a boat at the show and win an 8-day trip to Tonga or ride on a 2,000 horsepower jet boat. This year, the superb show-only specials, hot discounts and top fishing gear, and get free advice from a huge range of top fishing experts. Plus, there's plenty for the kids, and they get in for free. The Hutch Wilco New Zealand Boat Show, Kiwi's favourite boat show, ASB Showgrounds, Green Lane, 13th till 16th of May. Be there.
At Specsavers, you can get 2 pairs of our lowest price progressive glasses and pay no more than $399 in any store you visit. But at OPSM, we found that 2 pairs of their cheapest progressives varied by over $200 from store to store, anywhere up to $976 for 2 pairs.
There's nothing more important than looking after your eyes. That's why at Specsavers, it's important that we keep the price of quality eye care down.
Paying too much for glasses? Should have gone to Specsavers.
Back in my day, you had to wait until payday to treat the family for dinner. And even then...
KFC's chicken and chips is still great value. 8 original recipe pieces and 2 family chips for just $22.50.
Can't beat that taste.
Resene is rolling out great offers on wallpaper. Right now, 40% off. And paint. Get 25% off 4-litre Resene Space Coat and ceiling paints. Right now, only from Resene.
If you need cash for something new, a special occasion, or for something unexpected, come see the team at Instant Finance. These guys will help you out. They'll take care of the paperwork and work out the best repayment terms so you can pay off your loan faster and really get ahead. You can even apply online. Drop into one of their branches today or call 0800 760 000. Instant Finance, helping Kiwis get ahead.
Love League, Live League. The NRL Live Sky Sports.
The Warrior fans in the house of Mount Smart Stadium as we prepare for the second 40 of the Toyota Cup, which the North Queensland Cowboys lead by 16 points to nil. And Arwen, when you start looking at some of the individual performances, Aidan Day, the front rower for the North Queensland Cowboys, already running 103 metres, and off the bench, David Uhi for 92. They're getting plenty of value for money out of their pack.
They are, and big meters from all those guys that are playing in the pack helps set up a bit of momentum, and certainly the outside backs will be loving the fact that their forwards are doing the job.
And James Sigiato, as you can see there, he certainly is probing at every chance he gets to hurt this young Warriors side that have had to defend their hearts out. 181 tackles versus 108, and Ben Henry, the skipper, with 22 so far, and Donald Toney, the back rower, with 29. So they'll want to try and turn that around. Alex Elisala, you saw a moment ago, try scorer. That's Kyle Felt. Sosaya Feki. John Ackland will check what he had to say shortly with Richie's sideline, and that's John Kuku. Actually a Rotorua boy, played for the Taupo Phoenix. Nuffy Salawini, and it'll be the Cowboys to restart this half. Playing left to right as you see it here at Mount Smart Stadium. Crowd beginning to build for the main event. Craig Pascoe gets us underway for the second 40 here at Mount Smart Stadium, and real work to do, and a terrible start, an absolutely terrible start for the Warriors. Carlos Tuamavave has knocked on about 2 metres in front of his own goal line. They're back to the 10, and it's Cowboy ball.
One of the things you get taught as a kid, or you try and teach kids, is to turn sideways when you're catching the ball in case you drop it, it'll go backwards. It was a difficult kick to catch, but not the way the Warriors want to start this half.
So that's like getting an early Christmas present for the North Queensland Cowboys, with Parker Walsh to feed the scrum. Willie Tupou goes into the back of it and steps inside and almost beats the first tackler. So they're 5 away from the line inside the first minute of the second half. Segigato back inside for Koko. Koko taken down, put on his back by Fisiahi. Warriors have to be on their game. Segigato, short ball doesn't work. And try given to the North Queensland Cowboys. There was some suggestion that it may have been dropped, but no. Craig Pascoe says, I'm standing right in front of that, right next to the posts, and that's a North Queensland try. Here's the little short ball, and quickly a try to the North Queensland Cowboys. Now you have to excuse me because I can't actually see. It's 17. It's Jason Tomalolo who they have struggled with. He stretched out nicely right on the line. Watch it again.
Great charge. You'd think that the Warriors would be able to stop him from there, but very determined he was in pushing with his leg drive, getting himself over the line and posting the first points of the second half for his side.
Well, there's not much you can do about that if you're the Warriors. You knock on right in front of your line, and a team like this is certainly going to make you pay, and they have done. Kyle Felt with another simple conversion, 12 out and practically in front of the southern goalposts. And he's okay. There you go. I shouldn't have said it, but he doesn't complete that one. But they still have a very strong advantage, the North Queensland Cowboys. They lead 20-0, and they've scored pretty much in the first 2 minutes of the second half. Kicks and hits and spins and stretches out. Class try. That's this whole team. The North Queensland Cowboys have played classy football as Fecky restarts. We'll go sideline with Richie, see what the coaches had to say and see his reaction to that early try.
Yeah, it's disappointing. The Warriors, the emphasis was really on controlling the ruck. Their markers were way too slow. They're splitting and they're not reacting quickly. The line speed is also poor, so a lot of emphasis is on their defence. Their markers need to work hard. Their line defence need to come up to aid defenders. As you can see, a penalty to the Warriors. But certainly patience too. Although it's 16-20 points, they've still got a lot of tries in the Warriors. And for the Cowboys, while it start like they finished, don't rely on the 16 points, but be energetic and work, build pressure on the Warriors.
So a little bit of a bonus for the Warriors here. Ball goes down. Is there a hand on that? No, actually, that's a clean drop. Clean drop by the North Queensland Cowboys. So here come the Warriors. Tuamavave holds it. Everybody runs away from Tuamavave, and those are his own players. The ball's gone to the ground again. And he's called a knock-on, so Carlos Tuamavave having just a weeny bit of a shocker with his hands early on.
Yeah, this is character building for the young man. He's come up with a couple of errors early on in this half, and it's also a test of character for the side. They're down now 20 points from a poor carry, and he actually gives himself up. The ref wasn't going to call it. If he had got up, maybe grabbed the ball, who knows what might have happened.
Let's be blunt, I'm sure the referee would have seen it in the end as the Cowboys come away from their own line. Ali Sala swinging left, and they continue to do that through Willie Tupou. Big number 6 for the North Queensland Cowboys. If you're just joining us as we head towards the main game, he's the cousin of Bill. He's on the left wing for the Warriors. Sigiyaro. This is Tamalolo, the try scorer, picked up by you-know-who. Charlie Gubbin flattened on his back. Good tackle by Gubb. Sigiyaro still running and probing. Parker Walsh, short ball for Coco. Coco covered. 5 and last for the North Queensland Cowboys. They have a 20-point buffer. Parker Walsh with a little kick in behind. Picked up comfortably by Billy Tupou. Straightens, beats one, doesn't beat the second. Still going. Held, not called, now is called held. Tuamavave. Big strong run from Nico, but he's met by an even bigger man in Callum Haywood. Urgency now from the Warriors. They need to score. Look at that tackle count. Ridiculously high for the Warriors. It's the story of this match so far, Salawini. And the ball's gone to ground, and it's Owane. He hasn't called, he's called it, the ball has gone backwards, so they're alive still. They're on 4. Salawini, Gubb, he'll just straighten it up a little bit. They're now on halfway, and they're on the last tackle, the Warriors. They find Sean Johnson, who chips and chases and doesn't pick it up. He waves play on. He's called a North Queensland Cowboy knock-on. So the chip and chase and the chance worked.
The Warriors are looking to come up with a different type of attack in the second half. I'm sure they've found it very difficult to penetrate this defense of the Cowboys. Expect a little bit more from Sean Johnson in the second half. The first half he was relatively quiet, and he'll be looking to assert his presence in the second 40.
Johnson feeds the scrum, 30 out. They come the right-hand side. Elijah Nico. Nico will play it. Licky, one of their main strike weapons. Hasn't had much to do, tried a lot on his own, but he's been well covered, as you can see, by Haywood and Tomalolo. Struggling to get up. Salawini waiting. Johnson dummies twice. Brings it wide for Robinson in a familiar position. Puts the foot down. Catches them napping just a weeny bit. Fecky waiting. Fecky going. Steps, beats one. Doesn't beat 2, but gets the ball away. Tuamavave, they swing it wide. And look out, here come the Warriors. This is Makatoa. Makatoa, 2 out from the Cowboy line. Fisiahi, try! They get on the board. Caught the Cowboys napping, and Glenn Fisiahi scores for the Warriors. They're on the board.
Well, much like the first half, the Cowboys causing havoc at a dummy half. Now the Warriors get their opportunity in the Cowboys' 10-metre zone, and it's a great piece of play out of dummy half. Allows them to post their first points of the game. Sean Johnson, here's how it all started. The chip kick, the knock on by the Cowboys. And then the Warriors down on the line, solved the dummy. It was a messy play of the ball, a man lying down with cramp. The Warriors make the best of a bad situation and come up with 4 points.
So Glenn Fisiahi scores try number 5 for the season, and it may have come at a good time because there's plenty of time on the clock. 32 minutes, a good half hour to get them back into this game. That's the start that they did require. They wouldn't have wanted to concede that early try about 2 minutes in. And Carlos Tuamavavi taking the boots. Sean Johnson has a marginally higher kicking percentage at 70%. Carlos runs at 65%, but he's been the man doing all the work, so they have won 4 in a row. Tuamavavi, 20 out, 15 in from the eastern touchline. Strikes it, but doesn't strike it well enough to come on target. Waved away. The Cowboys have a 16-point buffer, and the Warrior bench know there's a long way to go, Richie.
Yeah, well, it's nice from the Warriors. Had the Cowboys in 6s and 7s, and it was a nice little step there. Good power, Pallavi, and he stands up. A nice little quick play. The ball, you can see the player lying on the ground with injured. Unfortunate, but they come up with a result, an important result, so early on this second half.
And look what happens again.
You can't build pressure, scoring points, and then allowing an error. Off the kickoff, after half-time, they turn the ball over. And again, the kickoff comes down 3 men. In 6s and 7s, don't know who's taking the ball. You've got to put a name on it, and it travels dead.
Sean Johnson with yet another dropout early in the tackle count. But the chase is good. Very good chase by the Warriors. Chris McLean will play the ball. There's Parker Walsh. This is Taumalolo. Taumalolo has been impressive since coming off the bench. Sekiyato. Ball comes back inside for McLean again. McLean spins and keeps on going. 18 out. The Cowboys coming. Here comes Sekiyato. Taumalolo again. He wants another. He scored the first try of the second half. Sekiyato swinging it left. Tupou. Elisala and forward pass. If that had been a sweet pass, felt would have been because there was no one there on him.
Just a well-drilled outfit, aren't they, the Cowboys? Nice play, moving the ball out to the left. Almost could have got caught there for a little shepherd. But the pass, the final pass, just floating forward.
Yeah, that was good. That was a good call by referee Pascoe. That did float forward, Owen. You're on the money there. You do deserve a pink shirt maybe for some of the calls tonight. Johnson will feed the scrum. 10 out from their own line. That's the Warriors line. Johnson saying it wasn't out. Arguing. Well, he's the referee. He's the one that calls it. So Johnson caught up and Elijah Nico aimed up for Callum Haywood, and also Sekiyato wanting another shoulder in. And actually didn't get too far. There's Charlie Gubb. Love the way Charlie Gubb plays. He just gets down, gets dirty, and does the job. Selawini darts out a dummy half.
Keep coming, keep coming.
Another quick play by the Warriors, looking for the penalty. And they get it.
The best thing about that set is the energy the Warriors were playing with. We see a quick tap, yard straight down the middle. First play, Johnson puts in a kick.
And that's just, well, you might say not the flashiest play by Sean Johnson when it's on tackle 1, and he really didn't see what was going on because he didn't have any runners there. He didn't look that quick himself, so maybe that he's still feeling the effects of that high ankle sprain.
Well, that is a coach killer. He may be looking to get the hook out because that wasn't the play that his side needed. It. Sean Johnson's a player that they need to rely on to have composure, the calm head. A play like that suggests a team that's really under the pump.
So another chance thrown away by the Warriors as Kyle Felt plays it right on halfway. The Cowboys leading 20 points to 4. Closing in on the hour. Parker Walsh bumping off tackles. We won't get away from Matt Robinson or Makawane. They're on tackle 4. And the Warriors will take this ball and start their set about 25 out from their own line. Need to find some composure. And as soon as you say composure, they lose the ball. Well, poor old John Ackland must be, well, he can't pull any hair out because he's got none. So he must be biting his fingernails on this one. Fisiahi, the culprit. Let's have a look. Billy Tupa, apologies for that one. Mrs. Fisiahi, sorry, Mum. So another strong position for the Cowboys to attack. 25 out from the Warrior line, leading 20 points to 4. Parker Walsh beats one. Haven't made any ground, but they're setting up. Sigiato. Taumalolo steps off their left, beats one. Continues to go Taumalolo. An impressive unit is he. Sigiato steps, doesn't get away from Awane this time though. On 3, about 8 out. Here come the Cowboys. Parker Walsh steps off his right, beats one, doesn't beat the second, and the Warriors scramble well. Will they hold the Cowboys out? Another short ball, it's been a bit loose, picked up by Aiden Day. Day backing into Licky and co. 5 and last for the North Queensland Cowboys. They look for the short play and they're not going to get it. So the Warriors defensively hold them out.
They just hang on there, the Warriors. They need to come in this set of 6 with a bit of different game plan. They're looking at just playing a real solid sort of bash up the middle game, which they have some joy, but I'd like to see them get the ball a little wider, maybe a nice early 2 play, just to move this defensive line around a bit.
Those completion rates looking very ordinary for the Warriors at 50%. Word coming through now on first grade. Jonathan Thurston will play. Jonathan Thurston will front the Warriors in the Heritage Round here at Mount Smart Stadium. So wherever you're watching this one in North Queensland, you'd be pretty happy that your man will front today. Selawini looking for a quick play, doesn't get it. About 25 out from their own line. The Warriors have scored in the second half. Matt Robinson, nice carry. They're on 5 well inside their own half. It's a wobbly old kick that's picked up comfortably by Wayne Ulania. He swings a big ball out to Ali Sala. They want to run it. You got that sense. Felt met in a strong tackle. Ulania busy now, palms off one, doesn't bump off Ben Henry, the skipper, who's done a whale of work. Up around 20-30 tackles now for Ben Henry. Felt, all the backs getting in, helping their forwards out. It's a nice complete team effort, but a dropped ball. So quite a few errors here. It's about 10-9 now in favour of the Warriors as far as errors go. Getting a little messy by both teams now.
It is, and this is a period in the game where all the defence the Warriors have been doing may see them a little short on energy for attack. 25 to go, just under 25 to go. The Warriors need to post points, but they also need to try and build pressure, and pressure will bring points.
The Warriors play it on halfway, looking to get on the board. Nico doing his best to try and hurt this line of the North Queensland Cowboys. Fisiahi finds Robinson. Robinson puts his foot down, spots the gap and still going. Fine carry by Matt Robinson. Looking for the play, held down by Aiden Day. Selawini, Johnson, casual palm off. Warriors play it, 25 out from the Cowboys line. Johnson, cut out ball. He finds Makator. Makator still going. Mitchell Zornig over the top. They're on 4 of the Warriors. Ben Henry. Johnson. Dummies twice. What's he doing? Does anyone know what he's doing? Does Johnson know? Ball's been touched by the Cowboys and it's been picked up by the Cowboys, so it's a nothing play.
It's all too a little too predictable when the Warriors are turning the ball on the inside. They're not committing the defenders and asking questions. Johnson there ran out of guys to turn the ball inside to and put the pass. Went for the big play, didn't come off for them.
A lot on his shoulders, but you can't play the game on your own against a well-drilled outfit like that. Great hit Blindside hit, and it's Warrior ball. There still goes Nekom Ariiti. Nafi Salawini. They all stood and watched him. Salawini says, I'll have this. We're not done with yet. Straight under the sticks in the northern edge, and the Warriors score again. It's 20 points to 8, kick to come.
There's a little confusion there. The Cowboys thought that the ball had been knocked on, but I believe it come off the head of Salawini. And the old adage, always play to the whistle. They got caught with their pants down there. Great run, and just what the Warriors needed.
And still plenty of time.
Here we see the ball coming in. Great defensive charge. The ball hitting the head of Salawini. The Cowboys players just standing around thinking, when's the ref going to blow the whistle? But the man on the spot makes the best of the opportunity that he's given and scores points, much needed points for the Warriors.
Good hit from Ariiti there. And Sam Hoare was on the end of that one, but Nafi Salawini does the job. They haven't actually got the ball yet. So, Richie, that's a fine comeback, and they've still got over 20 minutes to go. So they're not done with the Warriors.
Well, certainly against the grain, just to come up with points when you consider that Queensland Cowboys have been dominant throughout this whole match. I really like the look of Parker Welsh and Tupou orchestrating their forwards around. And I just wonder if Carlos Tumavave and Sean Johnson, with the relationship they've had with Zenzainu, has unsettled that. I think they're looking to go wide instead of playing back into the ruck and building a set of 6 instead of coming up with the big plays.
Tumavave gets the extras, so the Warriors chip away at that lead. It's now 10 points. 20 points to 10, a little over 21 minutes to go. There's the hit. Robinson down low, Ariiti over the top. Salawini spots the gap, and the Cowboys going, well, what's going on? Now, the kickoff. How will the Warriors handle this one? The last two haven't been flash. And this time it's nicely taken by Tumavave. He was very cautious in the pass.
I think I could hear John Ackland cheering for joy.
Billy Tupou with a handy carry. A little bit of momentum now. Feki finds Nico. Nico just gets that big leg drive going, pumping away. They'll play the ball, 42 out from their own line. Owane, he's been busy today for the Warriors, hasn't he? 24 tackles. And they've had to do a lot of tackling, the Warriors. Tumavave. This is Ariiti, looks for the offload, gets the offload away. Tumavave still going, they're on 4. Everybody almost missed the short ball. Salawini looking, they've got numbers out to the right. They go to the right-hand side. Johnson with a kick in behind, who's at 4. It's Felt picked it up, they'll have to jam him. And they can't. Good work by Kyle Felt. They had numbers to the right.
They're numbers to the right, but they got the ball. The play of the ball was too slow, so they couldn't expose that. But a great run out of the in goal allows the Cowboys to gain some momentum with the ball, working it out of their half.
1,000 metres already done by the North Queensland Cowboys, 817 by the Warriors. A lot of those will have come in the second half as they claw their way back into this game. Koko thumped onto his back by 3 Warrior defenders. Sigiyaro looks up and sees Chris Faust. And penalty. Sigiyaro doesn't mind having a crack. You going to watch that ref swinging arms? These youngsters of today, Owen, hey?
Unfortunate play there for the Cowboys. The player had momentum and he tried to pop the pass, but the ref had already called 5th tackle. So the Warriors have the ball on attack.
20 points to 10 inside the last 20. Only 10 points the difference. Licky puts the foot down. Well cornered by McLean and Mitchell Zornig. Fisiahi looks up. Zornig again in the tackle. 2 over the top, including Faust. Tackles up their sleeve. 22 out from the Cowboys line. Johnson. Again, the double dummy pump. It's just a mess. And he's caught a knock on.
I think he's called a forward pass there, but the ball looked to have travelled into North Queensland players' hands, and I would have called that play on.
Look closely. Comes there. That's come off a North Queensland Cowboys hand, and it's gone their way. Go figure. Cowboy ball. Tupou off the back of the scrum. Finds Aidan Day. Quick play taken. Tupou again involved, running. Still going, Aidan Day. They stop him. They stop him about 9 out from halfway. Day. This kid's been impressive.
He's been outstanding.
118 metres from 17 carries. There's his partner, Sam Hoare. A little under half of what his partner's done, but boy, this pack's been busy today. Sigiato, ball goes to deck, picked up, beautifully picked up. McLean drops it. And picked up nicely by skipper Ben Henry. Warriors with a little of urgency in their game, and they're going to need it because the clock will work against them. 7-5 the error count. And this is Makatoa Sirovai. Selawini comes back inside. That's Ariaiti. A little quick play from Selawini again. Coming in more into the game is Nuffy. Johnson, casual pass. They've got some numbers here. Makatoa again. Creating, oh, great ball. Oh, and even a better tackle by Mitchell Zornig on Elijah Taylor. He was almost away. They're on for the Warriors. Pass, not the flashiest. Owane has to pick it up and straighten. Still going, Owane. The Warriors on 5, looking for more points. 12 out from the Cowboys line. 20 points to 10, the Cowboys lead. Johnson with the grubber and the try. The Warriors are in again, and Fisiahi timed his run to perfection. And this game is certainly not done with.
Oh, look, you've got to admire the way that the Warriors have got themselves back into this game. It takes courage, it takes commitment, and they're a side that certainly are right back in this. Nice play from all the players on the side there. We see that the beautiful offload. It looked as if they were going to score points here, the Warriors, but composure then comes into play. Sean Johnson's been guilty of taking the wrong options a couple of times, but here, the perfectly weighted kick, and even more impressive is the chase.
Richie, that's pretty to watch.
Yeah, absolutely, it was a death kick there. Nicely timed, and the speed of Glenn Fisiahi to score that try. But it's almost like the North Queensland Cowboys when they hand over the pill. When they're in 6s and 7s, the Warriors are able to come up with points. It's incredible how this game has panned out. The Warriors will be pretty lucky to be in the game with after they kick this goal. They're 4 points behind, so interesting events.
It almost mirrors the first half. What the team with possession seems to do all the scoring. I mean, it's a simple game, I know, but the Warriors are in this game, and they're in this game well with a little over 15 minutes to go. A successful attempt here by Johnson will pull it back to 4 points. Strikes it well and just sneaks it over the bar. There is only a 4-point gap in week 10 of the Toyota Cup here. The Cowboys, who scored 16 points in the first half, well, that's just been matched by the Warriors in the second half. It's 20 points to 16. It came off a tasty grubber from Sean Johnson, returning after round 3. And the run by Glenn Fisiahi was timed beautifully. 4 points. Hold on. This is going to be a good one. High and long is the restart. And it's picked up by Johnson. And a good, strong carry for Ariaiti, who looks for the quick play to and gets it. Now they go, and look who's going. It's Billy Tupou. One to beat. Well covered. 4 Cowboys all over him. The Warriors have got some sting now, looking for the quick play, and they get it. And the crowd finally comes into this match.
The Warriors just look like a different side now. Character is the word I'm looking for when you describe this Warriors performance in the second half. They've done a lot more tackles. They've been under the pump. Their completion rate hasn't been great, but their attitude has allowed them back in this game.
80 more tackles the Warriors have done. Robinson with another strong carrier. The second row has been impressive all day. This probably to a Viking. Chanting's back on. Johnson holding. The little short ball comes back inside. And Ariaiti looks for the play. Chanting waiting. He comes left-hand side. He's got Owane looking. Goes on his own. Eating up the meters slowly. They've got tackles on their side. 6 out. They come left. Johnson holds it. Lets Owane go. Owane spins and does he? No! Forward pass called. Wow. Okay. Got me that one. Didn't see the forward pass. Let's be proven wrong. And it's this ball here. Oh, well, it's maybe a little bit hard to look on that angle, but it's the best one we may get. And the Warriors have turned it over cheaply, but they're in good field position to maybe push the North Queensland Cowboys and force an error. 20 points to 16, 12 and a half minutes to go, and the Warriors have played themselves back into this game. Now it'll also test the character of the North Queensland Cowboys.
Well, they're a side sitting on first when you look at the competition ladder, and the danger for the Warriors is that North Queensland, they can attack from anywhere on the field. So although there's only 6 tackles to make until they get their chance with the ball, the Warriors, they have to make sure that they nullify this attack.
Call for a sloppy play of the ball there, but there's Aidan Day has been the pick of the forwards for the North Queensland Cowboys. Sigiyotto not going to get away this time. Ben Henry all over him like a wet rag. 35 tackles for Ben Henry so far. They kick high on 5. And waiting is Elijah Nico, the big fella. And they take him well. His opposite number, Mitchell Zornick, doing a good job. Fisiahi for Licky. I can get through front rowers. No, you can't, Suitonga. They're too big, these boys. Hoare and Day. Chanting. Owane. Strong run from Mark Owane today. Chanting spies a gap. Good little dart, gets dumped. 40 out from the Cowboys line on tackle 4. Johnson holds it, running, he spots the gap. He almost telegraphed that one, you could see it coming. They're on 5 and last. Nuffy Salawini, that's come up the side of his boot. What's the chase like? It's a good chase. It's gone backwards, it's still alive, but it's been picked up by the Cowboys. Not a lot of urgency shown by the Warriors.
That was the danger when Sean Johnson gets tackled on the 5th. He's not there to put up the kick, and Nuffy, that wasn't one of his better ones.
Play on called by Craig Pascoe. Still on the first tackle for the North Queensland Cowboys. They are 5 away from halfway and are holding on to a 4-point lead. Matt Robinson throws a nice little shoulder into Nathan Kepper, Kepper's first touch off the bench. Sigiyotto kicks on 4 and pushes the Warriors back. Has he gone too far? Yes, he has. So they'll start their set from the 20. What's the feeling sideline, Richie? How are the Warriors holding?
Yeah, well, listen, I think at times when Sean Johnson's got the ball, he's trying to do the double inside pass and exposing himself. I think he's better off just passing the ball or just giving an inside pass and then build for the 2nd and the 3rd and then maybe strike on the 4th. I think he's just exposing himself a bit too much. There's a lot of energy in the side. There's no doubt about that. The backs are coming in. Fisiasi's coming at dummy half. Tupou's had a couple of great runs, and I think Licky too. So if they can just build off the back end of a good go forward, I think they're in this game.
Watching that run by Elijah Nico, somewhere on the way he's going to break through, isn't he? Nikram Ariiti, quick short carry, 4th tackle, 4 points the gap. Henry finds Licky, puts the palm out, but well taken by Kyle Felt, who's been solid out on that Cowboys left-hand side. 5 and last, Johnson receives the ball. Under pressure too, and straight down the throat of Alex Elisala. What's the chase like? It's a good chase too, and they stop him. They stop him 8 out from the Cowboy line, and a lot of Cowboy forwards walking. Tidy little run, and the Cowboys still going. It's Nathan Kepper. Good reps on the boy from Torres Strait. David Uhi back on. Uhi will be dangerous. They've taken their eyes off the short side, which is the western touchline here at Mount Smart Stadium. Elliott, he phones Taumalolo. They'll have to get him, and they do. Taumalolo plays the ball just inside the Warriors' half. Seguiato on 5, finds Willie Tupou. Shape to kick, he's being chased, and that ball has gone forward and been knocked forward anyway. So strong pressure by the Warriors, and are the Cowboys beginning to show signs of a little crack in their defence?
It looks that way. That was a great play by Ben Henry, putting pressure on the kicker and forced him into a pass.
Good D by Chris McLean on Elijah Nico. Didn't get the chance for the big wind-up. Licky. They have covered Suitongi Licky very well this evening, haven't they?
They have, but he's been very involved. It takes 3 or 4 to stop him, and then if he can get a quick play of the ball, the Warriors can get the ball moving forward, and where they're dangerous. But second phase play, that's what the Warriors be looking for. When they get an offload in, they look at a better side. When they've got the option out the back, they look as if they're going to post points.
Starting to grind down. The North Queensland Cowboys are the home side, but they're still trailing by 4 points. Remember, this North Queensland outfit are the #1 team in the Toyota Cup, have only lost twice, and the second one was last week as Johnson puts one in. The chase has got to be a good one to stop Ulinia, and they do it. It'll be Warrior ball. They will receive again. Drop out North Queensland Cowboys, and there's still plenty of time. 7 minutes to play.
Nice, again, a nice little kick from Sean Johnson. What they haven't had in the first half was the chase. They put the ball in goal, but allowed the North Queensland players to get out. The energy levels of the Warriors are certainly picked up, and you've got to give credit to them. Their fitness has been a real feature because they've done so many more tackles, but they're still in this game.
71 more tackles the Warriors have had to execute than the North Queensland Cowboys. They're looking for their 5th straight win as they wind up. And on first tackle again, they cough it up. That is the coach killer right there.
I'm sure the last 6 minutes of the game, Ariaiti is going to be working his butt off because that was a real poor carry. Leading with the ball. When your side's down by 4 with 6 minutes to go, you need to be concentrating on the little elements in the game. It's those small things that make these guys good players, or good players great players.
The completion rates have improved in the second half. They were sitting around 50-57% for both sides. And Tomalolo has been impressive. I've got to say that there's some young men in this Cowboys side that you can sort of sense will be first graders down the path. Faust, strong carry, but just as strong as the defence by the Warriors. There was a call for forward pass. Craig Pascoe says no, it wasn't. And they're inching their way forward to the Warrior line. A try here could seal the deal here. Aiden Day picks up another one again. A hand goes up. Surely, sir, it was a forward pass. No, it wasn't. 20 points to 16. Seguiato finds Faust again. Faust 10 metres out. Tackle 5. What will they do? Run it or kick it? Seguiato kicks it. Has it gone too far? Yes, it has. Warriors still alive. Cowboys still in front. Richie?
Well, Seguiato, he is always dangerous. He just picks the right time to run with the ball. It was unfortunate about the last kick, but he's been a danger throughout this whole match, and I'm sure he'll come into play in the next 6 minutes.
Clock ticking, just about inside the last 5 minutes now. It's getting close. Another strong run. First carry by Elijah Nico. Billy Tupou, winger as well, bumps off one. Has Faust and Tupou all over him. Salawini, good little dart, still going. Tupou again executes the tackle. The backs want all the business. Tupou. He finds Johnson, comes back inside for Makawane, who's thumped to the deck just inside the Cowboys' half. Tackle 4, work to do. Robinson. Whoa! Robinson pumped by Willie Tupou, gets back up. Chip and chase on again. Johnson looks to be taken out. No, he's not called. Everybody stands around and gives easy meters to Kyle Felt. Ulinia, no one on him. Misses, beats one, doesn't beat the second. Inside the Warriors half, Elisala the fullback, straight run, easy 10 for him. Elliott brahms one off, the tackles are going in. That's Donald Tony. Seguiato. Tomalolo puts a little jump on. Tackle 4, Seguiato comes left again. This is Kepa. Kepa well taken, gets the ball away though. Elisala, McLean finds Zornig. Zornig, no! and changeover. Strong defence by the Warriors as the clock ticks. 3.5 to go. How good's this?
Oh, it's great. It's really important for the Warriors. They've diffused the attack from the Cowboys, but now they have to turn that defence and think about attack. There's only 3 minutes to go in the game. They need to get down the other end of the field. They may get one more shot with the ball after this set.
Young men throwing their bodies on the line. A win would make it 5 straight for the Warriors. And remember, this Cowboys side have only lost twice this season. Robinson gets the ball away. The second phase play that you were calling for, Owen. Johnson still going. Scrag to the deck. Will Tupou doing a lot of defensive work now. The number 6 for the Cowboys. Robinson tries to get through on 4. Still well inside their own half. Billy Tupou beats 1, beats 2. Tupou still going. Tupou almost to halfway. On tackle 5, what will they do? Clock ticking, 20 points to 16, the Cowboys. A chip for Fisiahi, this time it doesn't work. Felt still going, Charlie Gubb takes him over the top. Still inside their own half, and the cramp comes in for Felt. Ooh, and time off. Take a breath, everybody. 301 tackles by the Warriors, 226 for the Cowboys. These boys have done some work at Mount Smart this evening. 2 minutes 16 left on the ground clock. A little bit more.
Just across, hold there.
What an entertaining evening of football so far. Just to think the big boys are still to come.
The entertainment's certainly not finished. 2 minutes to go, and the Warriors, if they can hold this North Queensland side out, will get the ball for maybe 3 or 4 tackles and expect something, a finish that's going to be a classic.
Oh, Callum Hayward bumps off Mark Owane. That big boy just said, you're not going to stop me. Fantastic carry, Sigiyaro. Finds Ali Salah in space, slips on the ground. There has been rain in Auckland today. There's a huge dump about 5 hours ago. Cleared up. Sigiyaro spins it wide, ball to ground. Keeper makes an absolute hash of it. Everybody's just talking, waiting for the referee when they could have actually just picked it up and gone. And about 1.5 minutes and a little bit more to go. Something special needs to happen for the Warriors to sneak this one. Nico still going. Zornig, who's been very strong out on that left-hand side defensively tonight for the North Queensland Cowboys. Crowd getting into this match. Licky. Licky slow play the ball. 28 out from his own line. Show! Gubb takes one. And I'll have some more of that, he says. Talk about putting your body on the line tonight. Owane bumps one off, steps over and says, thank you, I'll keep going. Still inside their own half. They're on tackle 4, the Warriors. Chanting. And look out. Johnson looking for his winger and Tupou. And what's the referee calling? Forward off the Warriors. That might just be it. Jerry Siusiu, former Warrior here, now the manager for the Toyota Cup side. That's Cowboy ball. That might just be it.
A couple of disappointing finishes to the sets. Sean Johnson looking to force things. A couple of poor chip kicks, and then he looked for the crossfield kick when they didn't need to. If he'd have put it through the hands and test the defence, then they might have got a bit more joy.
So 20 points to 16. The clock is now ticking, less than 30 seconds to go. It's Cowboy ball on halfway. The ball's cleared, and Tupou takes the tackle. They'll slow things down now. It's been an impressive performance in basically 2 different games as Elliott's away. Elliott's got numbers. He finds Kepper. Kepper going for the line. Comes back inside. Felt for the line on the siren. Wait for it. Try. That seals the deal for the North Queensland Cowboys, but they will breathe a huge sigh of relief. They will have looked at that one and said, we might just have got away with that. There's Warriors all over the park on the deck, but the energy has certainly been taken out of them, Richie. Good way to finish a game of football. There it is. Keeper hasn't had too much time off the bench, and Felt has Fisiahi waiting, unable to score, and they seal it right there. Kick to come, 24-16, right on the hooter. A lot of defence in the first half by the Vodafone Warriors, and they certainly may have paid in the end, but they certainly put themselves back in a position to win this game. Kick still to come. 24-16. Certainly not a real reflection of the whole game here, because in many ways it has been a game in which one side dominated each half. But tremendous character being shown by Christian Wolf's North Queensland Cowboys, and they deserve to smile. It was a short turnaround, played in Sydney on Monday night. He's ran them only very lightly this week, and a real test for young men. So Felt scores. Can he finish this off just the way he'd like to, with the conversion? Right on the eastern touchline, 23 out, strikes it high and well, and pulls it right. So he doesn't get the extras, but that's the game. And what a game it has been in the Heritage Round, number 10 of the Toyota Cup. The number 1 team in the comp have come away with the win, but they've been reminded about how good this Warriors side can be. A lot of early errors by the Warriors, and a lot of defence has certainly cost them. But wow, what a second half. 5 tries in the second half, 3 in the first half. This was the first half. They got repeat sets, and it certainly paid off. That was Ulania in the first half. Sigiyato, this was on the back of a penalty, caught the defence napping, and they rushed out to a 16-0 lead. That was Alex Elisala again on a repeat set. Then they scored quickly on the back of a Carlos Tuamavavi knock-on right at the beginning of the half. Taumalolo scores, and then back came the Warriors. Fisiahi scored. And then some great defence. The North Queensland Cowboys stood around, and Nafi Salawini said, you know what, I'll take this, thank you. It was converted, it got back to 20 points to 10. Then Sean Johnson, a nice grubber through, and Fisiahi scored. It was 20-16, but right on the hooter. Just some missed tackles, simple play. Kepper for Felt, and Felt too big and simply too strong. Doesn't convert it. The final score here, 24 points to 16. It's been a really entertaining game of Toyota Cup football. Let's go sideline and see what the Warriors skipper thinks about that. Lavina?
Caught napping early, and I guess paid the price.
Yeah, we did. We didn't start as fast as we wanted to, but in the end, it really killed us. We're trying to make up for lost time, but the time really killed us in the end.
Why the lack of intensity in the first 40 minutes?
To be honest, I didn't think we came here with intensity or urgency. We came with the previous 4 games that we won. It's just something we need to look at and build on.
What did John say to you or yell at you at halftime?
That we need to start fast, start hard, start urgently. All that basic stuff. But big ups to the Cowboys. But we need to build on this week and hopefully take it to the Rabbitohs next week.
It doesn't get any easier up against the Bunnies. They like to throw it around. They like to score points.
Yeah, they do. We were watching a game earlier, but we can build on this. There's always room for improvement. As Ackers and our trainers are drilling into us. But yeah, all I can say is redeem ourselves for next week. So yeah.
It was a great second half effort. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. Cheers.
Richie Barnett is sideline.
Yeah, one of the star performers for the North Queensland Cowboys is James Segaro. Mate, fantastic game. You're in lightning form, but you thought you had it in the bag at half time.
Oh, yeah, well, coming over here, it's always a game, really physical. We went back in the sheds, and the coach said, they're going to come up harder, bigger, faster, stronger, and that's what they did, and they gave it to us all the way to the last 80 minutes,
Very clinical side you have. The forwards laid the foundation like they have throughout the season. You must give them a big rap.
Yeah, well, blokes like Aiden Day, Sammy Hall, like all our 3 props, they work in, week out, do a job every time, and, they've been working out pre-season, they paid off in season now.
Was the conditions difficult with the wet weather this afternoon? Like a bit of rain on the pitch here, but what about the travel? Was that difficult also?
Difficult. I wake up at 4 o'clock to get it, because the international flight, 5 o'clock start, and just coming over here and just not used to it, the time change and all that, and yeah, just the weather really plays a big part in your performance.
Well, congratulations, James. An outstanding performance today, and congratulations on the win today.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
James Zingaro, 25 tackles and just the one hit today. But there's the full numbers from the 80 minutes. The final score, the Cowboys 24-16 over the Warriors. Cowboys still the #1 team in the Toyota Cup, and that snaps the Warriors' 4-game winning streak. Look at the tackle count and look at the missed tackles. Tackles 3 by the Warriors, 236 by the Cowboys, a lot more in the second 40, and 32 missed tackles, plays 26. But certainly an entertaining game all the way to the final minute. And the one that did basically win the game was from Kyle Felt. Kyle Felt just on the back of some great running. Nathan Kemper off the bench, and Felt scores the try. Cannot convert it, but the final score here, 24-16, and the Cowboys win this one. Will it be the same in the big boys? Well, who knows? This is what's happening so far in the Toyota Cup. The Titans get the money over the Broncos. Dogs get it over the Dragons, and the Cowboys get the money today. Let's just quickly look at the table, and it shakes like this. The Cowboys still in the #1 position, and the Warriors still in the 8. So that's the most important thing for local fans. Their team's still going well. Let's wrap this one up with Richie and Arwen.
Well, Richie, a great game. A real game of character from both sides. The North Queensland side, you can see why they're on top of the table. But for the Warriors, not getting the result, but certainly a great effort.
Yeah, a lot to like about what the Warriors did, and I guess when we saw a couple of weeks ago against Canberra, their middle third was quite ordinary, and defensively I think they sharpened that up a lot, and they really attacked in the second half with a lot more venom, and that's what you need in this game of football.
And Sean Johnson looked a little rusty at times, maybe not taking the right options.
Yeah, certainly not. I don't think he took the right options. I think being off that amount of time, I think he just needs a couple of games under his belt. He needs to take probably the simple options and build off that.
Well, those North Queensland side, they really laid a platform up the middle, Day making massive metres, but they're a well-drilled side, and that's the reason why they're on top, I guess.
Yeah, I think the halves really took control of the game, I think, opposed to what we saw at the Warriors. The Cowboys just controlled the ball. They really did, and they had their big boppers up the middle. They really controlled that. The kicking game was superb, and it was just a great performance, and it's good to see their #1 over here playing #7.
That's right. Well, the Cowboys take this one 24-16. Stick around, plenty more live rugby league coming your way.
One down, one to go. Coming up in the Telstra Premiership, the Warriors welcome the Cowboys to Mount Smart Stadium. We'll wrap up Week 10 with the Eagles at home to the Eels. And don't forget, tomorrow, 40-20 will discuss the weekend's games and issues, and that follows the Sharkies home to the Panthers.
Back in my day, you had to wait until payday to treat the family for dinner. And even then.
KFC's chicken and chips is still great value. 8 original recipe pieces and 2 family chips for just $22.50.
Can't beat that taste.
If you need cash for something new, a special occasion, or for something unexpected, come see the team at Instant Finance. These guys will help you out. They'll take care of the paperwork and work out the best repayment terms so you can pay off your loan faster and really get ahead. You can even apply online. Drop into one of their branches today. Or call 0800 760 000. Instant Finance, helping Kiwis get ahead.
You're holding a lot of tension in your shoulders. You just try and relax if you can.
My number's changed. What should we get Josh?
He likes burgers, doesn't he?
I don't know, I thought he liked chicken.
Can I suggest an ultimate burger meal?
Try delicious popcorn chicken with your favourite burger and sides today. KFC's Ultimate Burger Meal.
Ream, New Zealand's favourite water heaters, are made to suit our conditions. And we've put them all in one easy-to-understand book, The Truth About Hot Water in Your Home. Pick one up from your plumbing store or ream.co.nz for a steady, hot and strong shower.
Right now, Vodafone's giving away My Sky HDI for free. See the stuff that's going on while I'm talking? Free. Pause and rewind live TV? Free. The trumpets? Those aren't free. But recording your favourite shows to watch later? Free! So here's the deal. Get a 5GB or more broadband and home phone package and we'll upgrade Sky Digital to the My Sky HDI experience every month for free. There's just a one-off installation fee of $49. Yep, it's amazing what you can do when you're with Vodafone.
Sensational.
It was unbelievable. Everything was jumping out at me. We were ducking out of the way.
I thought I was going to get knocked out of my chair.
Quality of the picture was unbelievable.
I never knew the true meaning of high definition, but I do now. The sound is just amazing. I've never heard anything like it.
3D experience is just a whole nother level.
Anyone you know, they've got to see this.
Talking up the latest cinema release. Guess again. They've just experienced 3D TV at Harvey Norman. Get in store now for your taste of the 3D cinema experience. Harvey Norman, your 3D TV destination.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Feel the heat this winter, June, only on Sky Sports. Football, the FIFA World Cup from South Africa. See our boys on the biggest stage in world sports. Rugby, Ireland and Wales head here to battle the All Blacks in 3 tests. Golf, the US Open live from Pebble Beach. Tennis, who will be crowned clay champions in tennis's most passionate Grand Slam. Rugby League, the toughest series in the world, State of Origin 2. Feel the heat this winter, June, only on Sky Sport.
It's a little bit of history repeating. Round 10 versus the Cowboys. After the bye, after the Anzac test, and coming in on 3 straight losses. In 2009, the Cowboys smashed the Warriors, scoring 15 points in the last 10 minutes. In 2010, Ivan Cleary can only hope the jukebox changes on the roller coaster ride. As the injured Warriors make their way back into a team desperate to change the course of their season.
Super Saturday rolls in and Super Warrior fans walk into Mount Smart Stadium looking forward to round 10, the Heritage Round. Yes, 2 of the clubs that came to being in 1995 shape up and they get their merchandise getting ready for all of this one. It is the Warriors at home at Mount Smart Stadium to the North Queensland Cowboys, and the faithful's patience has been tested, particularly weather-wise today, where there was a huge dump about 5 or 6 hours ago, but the skies cleared, the lights are on, it's a cool night, and this is game day. McIver and Halligan in for this one. Welcome to it. And boy, there's a lot of excitement for one reason. Crazy reason, really. But Jonathan Thurston, who just re-signed for a Mozza, will start tonight.
Oh, I think this Cowboys side is certainly to be excited about. But for you Warriors fans, you too should be excited. I mean, you've got some players back, no more important than Manu Vatuvai. And your team owes you a big performance here at Mount Smart.
Geez, don't put too much pressure on them. I think that one of the player we'll talk about too is Brett Seymour, the man that's going to run them around. If you go back to rounds 1 through 2, Maloney and Seymour on either side, kicking options, that's a lot to get excited about as well.
The thing I like about the Warriors tonight is they've actually got their backline that Ivan Cleary wanted to start the season with, and after Seymour got dented in that game up against the Titans, he's had to mix and match his halves with Moon. No place for Moon tonight, but they'll get their halves pairing that they wanted to start the season back operational today, and we look forward to that halves combination leading them in the back half of the season as well.
And you know, despite fans' patience being tested with the 3 straight losses, there was one very interesting gentleman on the other side of the Tasman that thinks all is not lost for the Warriors in 210.
It's been a tough year for New Zealand League fans so far. The Warriors are struggling to win at home, and their season is teetering on that all-too-familiar brink of disaster. And last week we saw yet another Kiwis lost to the Kangaroos. However, according to one of Australia's greats, it's not all doom and gloom, and there are some real positives starting to emerge, not only for the Kiwis, but for New Zealand League in general.
I think everyone realises over the years the Kiwis have always bashed the Aussies up, but it's been around the halves since Stacey's retired where they've struggled. But now they've got Benji and they've got Kieran, who's a young guy. I think it's an exciting time. That's all really they've needed, a bit of smarts where they can really challenge. So hopefully with them two and also combining with Isaac Luke, they can get a combination going together.
As for the Warriors, a team Johns has a soft spot for, like all of us, he's wondering why they've been so up and down this year.
Well, I love watching them play. And the start of the year, they had some big wins over here. Soon beat the Bulldogs over here. And it looked like they were getting back to their ad-lib ways where they were playing a lot of second phase ball, a lot of unstructured play, which really suits a lot of their players, a lot of their big Polynesian boys. And I thought, how good's this? You know, they're going to go back to that style. And then, I don't know, they just, you turn and watch them the next week and it's a different team. I don't know what the key is. I bet you Ivan's scratching his head about it. But they've got such an exciting team over there.
One thing the former Newcastle, New South Wales and Kangaroo great does know is that the Warriors can bounce back.
You look at Parramatta from last year, 15 rounds in, you wouldn't give two bob for them. They were one loss off the wooden spoon. And then all of a sudden they get on a run, they get some confidence, and they're a shandy off winning the grand final. And look, I can see the Warriors, they got a similar team where if things start to click for them, they get that confidence, then it's just so hard to beat.
Johns believes that if the Warriors are going to turn their season round, there is one thing they must do: rebuild Fortress Mount Smart.
Now, first off, they've got to get that fortress back at home. When, you know, you'd start the season and you go, round 16 we play the Warriors. Oh, well, I'll be getting bashed up over there. You know, it'll be raining and they'll be smashing us. And I'm not really looking forward to that trip. That's what we've got to get back to that for the Warriors. When teams go to New Zealand, then you're going to come home with plenty of bruises.
Fantastic, Joey. And when I did that interview with Joey, Stephen, he was really happy with the young forwards coming through at the Warriors, and tonight two forwards get an opportunity in Poaching and also Akuma Tai to actually build some forward dent in the pride of the Warriors. The team's travelled to Tasman in the past couple of years. Coming here, you want them to go home sore and bruised. Sure, you want to win and beat the visitors, but you want them to have had the physicality of a Warriors experience.
There is one player we know doesn't really like coming here. We'll talk more about him. That's Willie Mason. Every time I've interviewed him a couple of times, he says, geez, every time we come here we go home and we feel really sore. And I suppose that's the most important thing. And Willie Mason, look, this kid's impressive. Well, not a kid anymore. I just wonder, there's some saying he is and he isn't good enough right now. I wonder on current form, is he good enough to play State of Origin?
Look, on current form, I wouldn't have him in my Origin pack, but I'll tell you what he has done up in North Queensland over the last couple of weeks when they've lacked their senior players in Thurston and O'Donnell. Okay, he's been the one leading the fall for them up the middle of the park. And on the field, he's a talker. Okay, so when you've got young and inexperienced guys here, this guy's played his part already.
I had the opportunity to speak to Neil Henry, the coach of the Cowboys, earlier in the week when they arrived, and I said, what's it like having Willie Mason? Everybody says, oh, he's a bad boy. You know what he said? He said he has been fantastic and his form has been outstanding. He's been, dare I say it, I hate using this term, he's been a real role model for him. He's averaging 143 metres since round 3. That's okay.
When you have Willie Mason in your side, you can't go asking him to be any different than Willie Mason. You know he's going to speak. You know he's going to be a joker around the boys. He's going to cheer everyone up. He's really fun to be around. The players actually like Willie Mason in their team. They like what he brings on the field. They like what he brings off the field. Sometimes administration don't particularly like Willie because he speaks a lot and what have you, but the players and the team like him. So if you got him, use him.
Yeah, and in this case on the footy field, follow Willie Mason. But how about the records between these two sides? Let's go back 12 months.
Round 10, 2009. Mount Smart hosts Jonathan Thurston and the 4 and 5 Cowboys, who are keen to assert their authority early.
Trump pops it at the back door. Some second phase. Here's Thurston, the danger man. Burns going to O'Donnell and he'll score. Luke O'Donnell plants the football over the try line.
North Queensland go again, but this time the execution fails.
They bombed it. They've come up with a mistake.
The Warriors then go on attack, but no joy.
McKinnon, he's got support, he's got pace, and they mow him down.
the man they call JT, changes up a gear.
On the last, Thurston, the danger man, the step box, too easy. He's a dead set genius.
Struggling to find some traction, the Warriors provide fans with a beacon of hope.
There's a try to Fane. Fane goes in for the Warriors.
Mother Nature decides to play her part, but she fails to deter the Warriors' desire to move the ball.
Goes wide to Fane. And now the centre three-quarter line, and there's the finish. And it's Kemp. Kemp goes in.
It may have looked good, but looks are only skin deep, and a poor Warrior defensive effort is not good enough to round up the Cowboys, who then score 3 tries to seal the 2 competition points.
And a try that could put the Warriors out of business today.
The final score, Warriors 12, North Queensland 34.
So it's the heritage round. These two sides coming here in 1995, and let's just have a look at all-time play. 26. It's a split, an even split. Nothing much between these two sides. At Mount Smart, it's 14-9 in favour of the New Zealand Warriors. The other thing here is they've won 3 of the last 4 of Mount Smart, but they've lost 4 of the last 5. So there's anything in this one. I suppose the difference here tonight will be class.
Look, I think the big-name players in the Warriors will come to the fore tonight, and I'm talking about their halves for sure. On the Cowboys side, I'm really interested to see the return of Payne and Thurston working together. Now, that combination has been lethal over the years. Then you throw Matty Bowen back into the equation, who's one game back out of the Roosters, basically played on one leg, and you've got some excitement, and the Cowboys have got the best team they've had on the park all year.
I find it ironic that he comes out with the old Michael Jordan number 23. If he's subbed, he's in 23, but Jonathan Thurston wants to put in a good performance tonight to convince the Queensland selectors, well, he's a shoo-in anyway, that shoulder is all right. The Cowboys have the bye next week, and that'll be the interesting thing to work out. But Jonathan Thurston will play, and that's the most important thing for North Queensland fans, who, by the way, we're pretty happy after their Toyota Cup team put on a thriller against the Junior Warriors and came up with a win, and they stay number 1 in the Toyota Cup. Well, let's go sideline. Arwen is looking at the North Queensland Cowboys. Jonathan Thurston, mate, he could be the difference for the Cowboys tonight.
Oh, when you have a player like Jonathan Thurston in your side, he's world class. The big thing for the Warriors, they'll be hoping that shoulders in the back of his mind, they'll be sending plenty of players Jonathan Thurston's way, but his kicking game is going to be big tonight. It's a wet surface out here, and he'll need to be on target, on point with his kicks if he wants to build pressure on this Warriors side. But also O'Donnell back, Webb back, and Thurston, they're going to add to this Cowboys side, and the Warriors are really up against a tough outfit today that are showing them a lot of respect by bringing these boys over to play up against them.
All right, Arwen, thanks for that. You actually haven't picked a side, though. Who are you going to pick, buddy?
No, but I've got to pick the Warriors.
Yeah, finally got that out of you. All right, thank you. We'll hear from Richie and the Warriors at the moment. But coming into this one, their form is okay, but both sides have only won 3 games. Get excited about sides, though, that start to hit a vein of form.
Both teams not at the right end of the table for sure, and it's been a pretty short turnaround for this Cowboys side. I mean, they played the Roosters on Monday night. They travelled here with plenty of artillery. They've been able to leave some players off, and they've got their big stars coming back. Origin selection around the corner for someone like O'Donnell as well. So they are well balanced. It's their best side, the Cowboys side, but no bigger task for the Warriors to knock them off at home, and that's exciting. I like that.
All right, let's just take a look at the Cowboys form coming into week 10, the Heritage Round.
Home might be where the heart is, but for the Cowboys of 2010, home is where the heartache all began. It started in round 5 when their glue man and the best halfback in the game, Jonathan Thurston, injured his shoulder in the Cowboys' 23-16 loss to the Tigers. A 36-18 defeat away to the Knights followed. That was backed up by consecutive home losses, 24-18 to the Eels and 34-6 to the overpaid Storm, a match that Thurston was again gunned down. Then, last Monday, things changed. Riding into Sydney on the back of a 4-match losing streak, they packed the returning Matty Bowen into their saddlebags.
He gave it to Bowen, who will run and score for the Cowboys. Matty Bowen, welcome back to the NRL.
The result, a morale-boosting 32-14 win against the Roosters. So, combine Monday night's win with the good news that Thurston has re-signed for the club, the rejuvenated Cowboys will be out to turn Mount Smart into the Warriors' Boot Hill.
Yes, and your Cowboys team will line up like this. The elusive Matt Bowen will be at the back, and on the wings will be Michael Barney and Williams. The centre pairing, Ashley Graham, and when some would suspect that Willie Tonga is back to his origin best. In the halves, that big man. No, Michael Jordan in 23 is Jonathan Thurston. Michael Morgan is his partner. A strong back row, led by, of course, Dave O'Donnell. Mason, of course, Bolton, Kafusi will be there as well. Aaron Payne will be the hooker, and big Matt Scott will be your prop. Plenty of whack on the bench. Charlie Webber's back. Anthony Watts, Lisa Narmal, and Tamo will form the bench. Your coach is Neil Henry.
Neil, I'll give you three names. Jonathan Thurston, O'Donnell, Webb. Will we see any of these players on the paddock tonight?
Yeah, you will. You'll actually see all three. It was a late inclusion. Was Jonathan woke up this morning okay after yesterday's training. Did a little bit of contact at training, pulled up okay, and he's keen to play. So Luke O'Donnell